I'm Jill.
Hi, I'm Mick, and well, we collect lots of things. It started off with snowstorms, and then probably since then a whole range of stuff. I mean, cocktail sticks, flip books, moving pens, pictures, lots of dolls.
I guess, I've always collected things. So the snowstorms was the start of our joint collecting.
And I think the first one was this one,
Yeah.
which isn't the place we were visiting. It's from
Flamingo Park.
But it's a, where is it of there?
I don't know, Zoo Safari Del Garda.
Yeah, but we just found it in some sort of second-hand shop that was sort of as part of the exhibition. And we thought, oh, it's such a lovely object, we started it. And then since then, we've been buying a few. So yeah, quite a few of the places we went. I really like this one because this is from Brussels, and it's probably one of the first places we went on holiday. It's got all the Etonium, so that's quite nice. So it's always good, I think, when in the snowstorm, it's got a building of significance.
Yes.
So, yeah,
I was going to say, there's we've got a couple of New York. Obviously, there's loads of iconic buildings in New York. Statue of Liberty and the Twin Towers in the background there.
And we also, when people are going on holiday, sometimes say, "Oh, get us one," but then we get very snippy. We say it's got to have a blue background, if we can, and a place name, and crucially, snow. Increasingly, actually, what you get are not snowstorms, they're sort of glitter globes.
Yeah.
And they just don't look as good. And,
Yeah.
the best ones are all made in Germany, and they've got better snow and so on.
Yeah, so ones that people have brought us back off from holiday, Canada, this is a lovely one because it's also in a television set shape with the little knobs at the bottom there. And there's quite a few from Canada for obvious reasons because there's loads of snow there, so those work really well.
I'm going to like this one. This is a Vegas one, and we've been to Vegas a few times. We really like Vegas, and so they don't get much snow in Vegas, but you do get some dice in this one, which makes it work better as well. Well, I like the fact that is got attached to a place, so it is like more of a souvenir. And then the clever thing about having something with a place name and that iconic building or that iconic view, I think that's a really nice way of celebrating somewhere. But it's such an odd idea. That's how you celebrate a town, by suggesting it's covered in water and snowing a lot.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, the snowstorm. I don't quite understand why that developed as an idea of identifying somewhere.
I mean, what we're not particularly interested in doing is finding out, as you can tell, finding out what the history of something is or why, who made the first snowstorm or whatever it was. We just like them. And these little worlds in miniature that you get with the inside, little miniature things that are very detailed, but actually made pretty cheaply and throwaway things, but there's lots of lovely detail in there. And again, there's stuff about, remembering things from your childhood again. I don't know about you, I had a couple of snowstorms as a child.
Yeah, yes, we did have snowstorms.
Yeah,
on the
I think
side,
nearly
so that's
everybody
quite
did
good.
at our age.
Yeah, and in fact the very last one we bought, which was just a couple of weeks ago, we were in Portland in Oregon, and so that for us is the classic one. So it's got the name, it's got a deer and a bear, which is quite a nice idea, and then a sort of a background, say blue background and snow. And we found it in a little shop whilst just looking around generally in a sort of second-hand shop, and so that for us is the perfect purchase. Really.
It's really great, yeah, because we really enjoyed being there as well, so that was really good. The cocktail sticks are maybe the latest collection that I've got, and it was because they were small, because collections can take over your house a bit, and I thought, well, if I'm going to have another collection, this one won't take up much room, but you see it's starting to take up more and more room, and I started collecting because I found this set on a car boot sale and thought they were lovely. It's a really good set of animals, really odd set of animals. A fish, elephants, squirrels don't really go together with a peacock. But that started it off because I just thought it was a lovely thing.
I really like the idea of it, to be honest, because I like cocktails. As you can see, we have a bar. I like to serve cocktails at a party, or indeed after work. Whether that's sort of early morning, the classic Bloody Mary, the breakfast of champions, or something like a very, very dry martini. There's a touch of class having just a nice little cocktail stick like this in your martini, just piercing that olive or your cocktail on the end. and one of my particular favourites is this one because these are Tenpin bowling, which was another obsession of ours for it. We used to go bowling, so it's quite nice when your collections can cross over. Yeah. So that's a really nice example.
I mean, there's a classic ones, some in the box, some out of the box, and maybe a lot of people will remember these, the inn signs, and you get different sets of inn signs of Britain. So hotels and inns of Norfolk Broads there, historical inns of England, that one, those are really nice, but these ones, they're designed to swing, not just because that's very clever and that's what inn signs do, but then you can clip it over the edge of the cocktail glass. That's pretty good.
I suppose the other thing is, you might notice that this is a lot of plastic. It's cheap stuff. You can go on eBay and type in cocktail sticks and go buy some 1950s Art Deco one for several £100s. Ours are all a couple of quid, really, because it is about stuff that's easy to get hold of and is a bit more usable. And it's just about that sort of time and a place. I really like it where you've got really great language. This one describes them as hygienic cocktail sticks, as if somehow the others wouldn't be, and sharp and strong, which I quite like the idea of overuse of language, but it fits with the packaging idea as well. And I think the other thing is, remember, and this is the same for all the collections, you need to put some parameters around it. And what you do find is, particularly when other people buy you things, they'll think, oh, they'll find you something, and then you have to say, oh, that's not a cocktail stick. You know, it's an umbrella, or that's like a food marker.
Or a stirrer.
Oh yeah, people get confused with Twizzlers. And so then we have to go, well, thank you, and then just put them in a drawer somewhere.
We might use it.
Yeah. Although it does get confusing sometimes when you make a cocktail and then you look down and I can spend 10 minutes trying to decide which cocktail stick to put in.
And yes, and having said that, there are some that I'd rather you didn't use than others. And you know, those will be the favourite ones, and those animal ones maybe.
Or something like this, which is very, very delicate and made of glass and quite old, and clearly would break if you breathed on it too much. So, yes, I have to be slightly careful sometimes, particularly if it's the third or fourth cocktail where I maybe forget which ones I can use and can't use.
No, Mick mixes a mean cocktail, it's true.
Thank you.